Welcome to What Do You Know, where you answer the questions on the week's biggest stories, but you're up against two titans of journalism, so good luck to you. Harry Enton, CNN's Duke of Data, Larry Madowo, our globe-trotting correspondent. It is when Harry met Larry.
Yay! Finally.
Yay! But it doesn't really work because you've already met, I know.
This is the low-budget version.
We're going to start with the war in Iran. Fill in the missing word from this CNN headline. Trump says US and blank would jointly control Strait of Hormuz. Is it Iran, the United Nations, NATO, or China? Who does he want to jointly run it with?
Oh, God. I'm going to... it's either Iran or NATO in my mind. There was all this talk of NATO going on that I've heard recently. I'm going to say NATO, but it's probably Iran, and I'm an idiot.
I can see where you're going there because he asked NATO members to get involved. Larry, what would you say?
I would say that NATO is definitely a good guess. Maybe even China. Trump has been trying to get these other nations that depend on the Strait of Hormuz to get involved unsuccessfully. But I know for sure it is Iran because he said he and the Ayatollah would run. Come on, Harry, it was right there.
Keep up, Harry, keep up. The answer is indeed Iran. He said he'll run it along with whoever is the next Ayatollah. Larry, we're going to stay with Iran for you because we want you to fill in the missing word from this headline. Blank Qatar concert called off due to conflict. Jennifer Lopez, David Guetta, Shakira, or Dave Chappelle?
The concert fare that's on offer in Qatar is so wide that any of them could be possible. Let me say Shakira because, her hips don't lie.
I'm going to agree with Larry.
The answer is indeed Shakira, so you did both get it right.
Yes! Awesome.
She was supposed to play in Doha on April the 1st. Her festival appearance in Abu Dhabi also cancelled. She was meant to be appearing there with the Jonas Brothers. It's been postponed.
Look, this is a far-ranging war that has had massive economic impacts.
Harry, let's go to your video round now. Lines more than 4 hours long at some airports around the US this week as TSA workers go without pay. Amid this chaos, who did Delta suspend some specialty services for? Is it members of Congress, flight crews, diplomats, or frequent flyers?
I think a lot of us are angry here in the United States that are members of Congress. Obviously, Democrats are upset with Republicans. Republicans are upset with Democrats. So these are all good answers, but the truth is we want to take it out on our members of Congress, and the answer is A.
The answer was indeed members of Congress because I learned that Delta offers them services like airport escorts. They get full red coat, red carpet services. Now they'll have to be treated like any other passengers. How are they going to cope with that, Harry?
Oh, so terrible.
Larry, let's go to your video round. BTS returned to the United States for the first time in 4 years, but who was the sponsor of their event in New York? Samsung, Spotify, Netflix, or Hublot?
Oh, I love BTS. I'm a member of the BTS Army, so I should know this, especially since we missed them when they were doing their military service in Korea. I'm tied between Netflix and Samsung, so let me go with Netflix.
Okay, Harry, what do you reckon? Go back to their roots.
So the question is, what are the roots? See, the problem is I'm not a member of any army, not the BTS army. I guess if Barry Manilow had an army, I'd be a part of that. I guess I'm Fanilow.
Your age is showing.
My age is showing. My ancient age is the white hair in my beard continues to grow. I did know they were Korean. I did know that. So then it would be a Korean company. Is that what you're trying to tell me
I've
here?
given you too much. I'm not giving you any more.
So then I'll say Samsung and go the opposite of Larry.
Well, maybe it was deceptive. Maybe I was trying to put you off. Maybe I had tactics. The answer is Spotify. I was kind of thinking their roots is music, but maybe it didn't work. Songs from their new album are top of Spotify's global charts, surprisingly. They've had really mixed reviews, but it didn't seem to make an effect on sales. Let's go to your picture round then. You got the first look at the new Harry Potter series from HBO, part of our parent company, of course, Warner Brothers. But who has signed on to compose the score? Is it Trent Reznor? Is it Ludwig Göransson, John Williams, or Hans Zimmer?
Oh, God.
Are you a Harry Potter fan? Are you the Harry Potter army? Larry?
No.
I'm a Harry Potter fan. I have some merchandise. I try to do Harry Potter charms like Lumos for light. I'm very childish. I want to say Hans Zimmer only because every single piece of work from Hans Zimmer, every soundtrack is like, it elevates the movie experience. So for a new Harry Potter, I think this seems to be the only natural fit.
And it's a big budget movie, and they could probably afford Hans Zimmer, and you are correct. Answer D. The show itself is set to launch next year. It's going to be massive. Harry, let's go for your stats round. I mean, surely you've got an advantage.
All right, this is your chance to shine.
Oh, you're bringing me back,
set 'em up
Larry.
now,
You're bringing me
haven't we?
back.
A trader on Polymarket drew scrutiny for some extremely accurate bets on when the US would strike Iran. What was his overall win rate? Was it 63%, 73%, 83%, or was it 93% that he got right?
You know, the worst part of this is I do follow the prediction markets, and I know, I thought you were going to ask me the dollar amount. I'm going to say 93, because it's the bigger number, but it could easily be 83.
Larry?
I am not silly enough to try and challenge Harry on this. I saw the story, I don't remember the exact number, but I know people have been paying attention to a lot of these kind of trades on Kalshi and Polymarket. So I want to go with what he said, 93%.
Well, you shouldn't have done, because it was 83. You should have gone for the other one.
Ah!
that he said.
The other one. I knew it was...
Oh my God.
So when it came to bets involving 5-figure sums, he was even more accurate, actually, coming in at 93%, so partly right.
What is that?
I just
That
want
is
you
such-
to, not have too much of an advantage over the viewers. Larry, we're going to go to your stats round. Kim Jong Un's party was declared the winner of recent elections in North Korea. How much of the vote did they reportedly win? Was it 91%? Was it 98%? Was it 99.9%? Or was it 100%?
I know it's probably not 100%, but also should say that I have covered elections in Africa where the president of Tanzania won with 98%, President Kagame of Rwanda won with 99%, believe it or not. So these are not unusual numbers, even
Well,
though...
I guess the 100 makes it too obvious. Is that
The 100
maybe?
makes it too obvious.
Yeah.
And I guess people of statistics like Harry might say it's statistically impossible to win an election with 98, 99%. So having said all that, knowing North Korea, I want to say 98%.
What are you going for, Harry? Stats guy.
It was 99.93%, I believe, which is, I went even a decimal point further. So it's 99.9.
You could possibly get a bonus point for that, but we
But
don't
the
want
exact
to set
number.
any sort of precedent. 99.9%, it's not a secret ballot in North Korea, and not voting for the party-approved candidate can be quite dangerous. Observers say the minority that didn't vote for Kim is likely just symbolic. I mean, it does raise the question, doesn't it, Larry? Who didn't vote for him if he didn't win all the votes?
And that is the question, though, not just in this, but other elections, Harry. Is it possible to have an election where you win 99 point whatever percent? What about the number of spoiled votes? What about any number of variables?
Look, there's never going to be an election, I think, where 100% of the people support X candidate. Now, there may be a situation where they're the only one who's made the ballot, and therefore, they get 100% of the votes that were actually cast that can be counted, right? But there'll be spoiled ballots.
Right.
Even, like George Washington, right? Had no real opponents, and he's the only guy ever to go undefeated in a presidential election. But even then, not that I have a time machine, you go back, to 1792 or 1789. I'm sure there were people who were like, you know what, I'm not quite sure that GW is the guy for me.
Guys, thank you so much. Thanks for being game. That is What You Know. Did you do better than our top 2 correspondents here today? I'm sure you did. If you didn't, try again next time. Thanks for watching.